by now, everybody, I'm sure, has heard about this horrific event in Minneapolis at this Catholic school. Just horrible. The best coverage, quite frankly, has been at the New York Post. Minneapolis school shooter ID'd as trans woman Robin Westman, as apparent manifesto included "Kill Trump." The deranged gunman who slaughtered 2 children and injured 17 others, and that would be 14 children and 3 adults. Let's see. The disturbing videos posted by the shooter and showed a handwritten manifesto and "Kill Donald Trump" and "For the Children" scrawled on gun magazines. Robin Westman, formerly Robert Westman, opened fire through the stained glass windows of a church at the Annunciation Catholic School, where he attended, during a celebratory back-to-school mass filled with children around 8:30 a.m. this morning. And just hours before the cowardly massacre, Westman, 23, posted a series of twisted videos on YouTube, which included a manifesto. Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara confirmed at a press conference. In a 20-minute video, he flips through the disturbing handwritten manifesto. Much of it is written in homespun code that uses Cyrillic characters and English phonetic words. In the deranged writings, he gleefully fantasizes about, quote, being the scary, horrible monster standing over those powerless kids, unquote. Reverently confesses admiration for the 2012 Sandy Hook massacre. Westman applied to change his birth name from Robert to Robin in Dakota County, Minnesota, when he was 17 years old, according to court documents. That name change was granted in January 2020. The petition added that Westman, quote, identifies as a female and wants her name to reflect that identification, unquote. But 5 years later, he seemed to have backed away from that identity. I don't want to dress girly all the time, but I guess sometimes I really like it. I know I'm not a woman, but I definitely don't feel like a man, he wrote. I really like my outfit. I look pretty, smart, modest. I think I want to wear something like this for my shooting. He also goes into great detail about his decision to target Annunciation, where he graduated from grade school in 2017, according to a yearbook obtained by CNN. His mother, Mary Grace Westman, also worked as a secretary at the school until retiring in 2021, according to a Facebook post by the church. I'm feeling good about Annunciation. It seems like a good combo of easy attack form and devastating tragedy, and I want to do more research. I have concerns about finding a large enough group. I want to avoid any parents, but pre- and post-school drop-off. Another page reads, this is unbelievable. This is from the manifesto. Maybe I could attack an event on the on-site church. I think attacking a large group of kids coming in from recess is my best plan. Then from there I can go inside and kill, going for as long as I can. Now near the end of the video, Westman flicks through a number of blank pages before reaching what appears to be a drawing showing the inside of a church, saying, "Ha ha, nice," as he stops turning pages. He then takes out a knife and stabs it into the center of the sketch, his hand momentarily quivering before he withdraws the blade and quietly mumbles, "Kill myself." Obviously, he's very mentally ill. Very mentally ill. In a video titled, "So Long and Thanks for All the Fish," Westman slowly turns the pages of the red notebook, which is laid out on top of what appears to be schematic gun diagrams, one of them reading Ruger Mark IV, a type of small-caliber pistol. As he flips the pages, an occasional plume of smoke is seen from the bottom of the screen, punctuated by coughs, disjointing cursing, and maniacal giggles. Each page is filled with inscrutable handwritten notes, which includes violent ramblings such as, "I've had thoughts about mass murder for a long time. I'm very conflicted with writing this journal." The text translated by the Post reads in part, "Need to get my thoughts out without getting on a watch list. Ha ha." The journal contains a number of other subtle clues about his identity, hinting at an angry melange of far-left politics and anti-Semitism. One page includes a trans pride flag sticker with Defend Equality printed across the bottom with a black AK-47 sticker laid on top. Then another entry writes, if I carry out a racially motivated attack, it would be most likely against filthy Zionist Jews, before calling Jewish people entitled and penny-sniffing, before adding Free Palestine. I hate fascism, read yet another page, following it up shortly after with, I also love when kids get shot. I love to see kids get torn apart. He later bemoaned the media, saying he's tired of the news headlines. They only talk about brown people dying, and I don't care about them. I like to hear when Israelis get killed, but they don't like to report on that stuff, he wrote. The demented Manifesto sheds light on what appears to be a truly disturbed mind, with Weston musing about a grand final act, quote-unquote, stating a desire to take out, quote, a target of political or societal significance before he died. Targets like Musk, Trump, or some significant exec, quote-unquote. He also indicated that he knew the Annunciation shooting would culminate in his own death and complained about apparent health issues. He said, I think I might have some prostate problems. I have to piss so frequently, I'm sick of it. Even if I can heal, I still want to die and kill many people, the journal read. The unhinged shooter went on to express sincere admiration for mass shooters, including Sandy Hook killer Adam Lanza. I have a deep fascination with one man in particular, this is a quote, Adam Lanza. He wrote in his journal on May 23 in reference to the 20-year-old perpetrator of the worst elementary school shooting in American history, which left 20 first-grade students and 6 adults dead. We remember that. He said, Sandy Hook was my favorite, I think, exposure of school shootings. Another video posted to YouTube in the hours before the sickening slaughter showed off a cache of weapons, including a semi-automatic rifle and a shotgun. Gun magazines were scrawled with, quote, for the children, unquote, and, quote, kill Donald Trump, unquote. Westman, who died at the scene of a self-inflicted gunshot wound, was armed with a rifle, a shotgun, and a handgun, all of which he bought legally. The shooter was not previously known to law enforcement. Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara told reporters at a press conference. Mentally ill. Wanted to kill everybody. Christians, Jews, everybody. Conservatives in every stage of life are faced with ever-increasing challenges to our values in the classroom, on campus, and at work. Prepare yourself with a solid understanding of our nation's founding principles in today's most important public policy debates. The Heritage Foundation created the Heritage Academy to help ensure that every conservative from any walk of life has the foundation and the tools needed to defend their values. This 8-week online fellowship includes policy lectures on the most pressing issues facing Americans today, live Q&As to learn from top experts in the conservative movement, and opportunities to connect with other conservatives around the country. Without conservatives grounded in truth and informed on the state of our nation, America as we know it cannot survive. So please go to heritage.org/Levin, heritage.org/Levin, and learn more about the Heritage Academy and how you can apply. That's heritage.org/Levin, heritage.org/Levin, paid for by the Heritage Foundation. More New York Post. Trans Minneapolis shooter Robin Westman mused about slaughtering filthy Zionist Jews in 6th Journal before deadly Catholic school massacre. Transgender Minneapolis shooter Robin Westman spoke of murdering filthy Zionist Jews and spewed other anti-Semitic bile in a twisted manifesto before he opened fire at a Catholic school, killing 2 children. He also wrote slogans such as Free Palestine in a journal, which he wrote in Cyrillic alphabet. After YouTube clips showing the diary pages were posted online on his since-deleted channel. If I will carry out a racially motivated attack, it would be most likely against filthy Zionist Jews. While he slaughtered or tried to slaughter a whole host of little Catholic kids, and he did murder 2 of them. 14 are injured, and 3 adults, total of 20. He also wrote 6 million wasn't enough, a reference to the number of Jewish Holocaust victims. On the side of ammunition magazines, he filmed before the shooting at the Annunciation Catholic Church. Another message scrawled on one of his many magazines read, "Destroy HIAS, H-I-A-S, the Jewish Refugee Aid Group." While one of his guns read, "Israel must fall, release the files," a possible reference to Jeffrey Epstein. The deranged gunman mused about assassinating President Trump and Jews, but ultimately decided that killing children of innocent civilians, quote-unquote, would bring him the most joy. Quote, "For good would be a target of political or societal significance," as we read earlier. He said, "I can't really put my finger on a specific purpose. It definitely won't be for racism or white supremacy." I guess there he's saying he's not a racist or a white supremacist. "Well, I don't really like being around people of color. I didn't give enough of a crap about them to take my life for them," quote unquote. In other parts of the journal, Westman, whose records say changed his name from Robert to Robin in 2020 at the age of 17, said he'd been suicidal for several years but wanted to take others out with him. "I don't want to do it to spread a message. I do it to please myself. I do it because I'm sick. I don't think I could just take myself out. I would need to do something with my final act," he wrote. One of his ammo magazines was emblazoned with the message, "Where is your God?" Well, a since deleted YouTube video under his name showed a diagram of a church, which then had a knife thrust into it. The same video featured a cardboard silhouette target at the foot of Westman's bed with an image of Christ stuck to the head. So there's that. I'll give my comments later. Let's get the facts out. More from the Post. Mom of Minneapolis mass shooter Robin Westman worked at Catholic school where he opened fire. The mother of the lone gunman who killed 2 students and injured 17 others at the Annunciation Church was an employee at the school. While the motives of transgender Robert Westman remain unclear, police identified the suspect's mother, who spent 5 years working as a secretary at the school until she retired in 2021. She has provided such wonderful hospitality, friendship, and compassion to all who gathered for the last 5 years at Annunciation. You will be missed. Congratulations on your retirement, the church wrote. So, and then finally, over at Right Scoop, court documents confirm Minneapolis Catholic Church shooter identified. And you know who that is. It's Robin Westman. Ryan Savardira has already begun digging and found this in the video posted by Westman, and they've been posting all the information and what they can find on the Internet. The video was removed by YouTube. Right Scoop and others said they have another copy, and they downloaded it. And I have in front of me the fully transcribed piece, but the key parts I just read to you already. He knew he was sick, and he knew he was suicidal.